Hey, it's the Real Agents, and we have the special privilege of being at Table in Maine today to film on location. Joe had the great idea that we needed more alcohol and food involved
Absolutely.
with our episodes. So this is where we are. Joe, Karl, thank you for joining all of us again today.
Happy to be here today.
Absolutely.
So this hurricane that's going on, I think it's fantastic that we managed to come to a restaurant that was built in 1910. It makes me feel like we're in the Wizard of Oz, and maybe when we're done, we'll find out that we're in Munchkin Land.
Okay, or Kansas.
Or Kansas, yeah, one of the two.
Yeah.
But while we're still in Atlanta, what's been going on? Karl, I heard that you've got some pretty interesting stuff.
It's something different than we normally talk about, and it's a huge trend that's been going on, and I think it's trending even bigger today, and this is a great example of it. And it's walkability from a house that you're going to purchase. It's taking a look at a home where you're going to spend your time and going, hey, am I within a range where I can walk to a restaurant I love, or I'm a couple minutes from a restaurant I love? Because in especially in Roswell here, or Marietta, or anywhere else with a great square, you want to be there. You want to be involved with people. So it's great to have the opportunity to be able to walk somewhere, sit down, and get some amazing food while you're at it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You could not have made a better point. And one of the things I like about the neighborhoods on the north side is that they are all, like Sandy Springs, Roswell, and Alpharetta, have city centers that have great walkability. You can buy into a neighborhood and it's just a huge boom.
It's how nice is it to be able to go out, take a short walk with your spouse or your family, sit down and have some great food like this, and walk home, spend that family time together where you're not piling in and out of the car and gadgets and toys, and you're really just spending time with your family like people used to do. I mean, this is the modern version of the family dining room table. This is what it is now, and if you can walk to it when you're really thinking about buying a home, that's, I think, an important thing to think about is where am I going to live? Where am I going to eat? Where are we going to play? And it's, and how much better can you get than this?
No, exactly. And for me, it's about the community aspect of it. And that's why when we came up with this idea, just being able to spotlight some of the great places that we enjoy in our community that have been going through a lot of the same things that we have. Everyone's working on keeping their businesses open, providing great, like you said, great environment and a great experience for their consumers, and that's just a great thing.
We're all tired of sitting in our houses. I'm sure we're all tired of cooking and dishes and everything else, and being able to get out and do things like this in today's world of the words I hate, the new normal. It's really something. I think if you thought about this and are thinking about this, it's one of the top things I always recommend to buyers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And with buyers that I'm representing, this is just a really huge thing. And if you have a listing, and there's a lot of people that they've been living in Roswell for the last 30 years, and they don't realize how much being close to a downtown district like Roswell's really developed in a nice way and done a lot because of, Table in Maine's really taken a charge on this, really an impressive background. We're going to talk to Ryan Pernice, who's the owner of Table in Maine, in just a moment. This food looks amazing.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
Another point real quick on this too, this raises your property value. So for those people that have been in Roswell 15, 20, 30, 35 years since none of this really was
being able to easily commute into places makes life a lot more enjoyable.
This is huge to the value of your house. This is why Roswell commands the price it commands is based on this.
Absolutely.
So Joe, what's been going on in your world lately?
Things are going. We've got a lot of good listings about to hit the market, which is good. So people are getting their house ready. One trend that I am starting to see is that we are starting to get signs of a shifting market. Not anything bad, but just I think we're going to start seeing a lot more inventory hit the market shortly. Things are taking a little bit longer to sell with that. So unless you're really HGTV ready with everything ready to go, things are taking a little bit longer. And those properties that have tried to ride the coattails of the top of the market are getting stale. And they're sitting there.
So what you're saying is that the properties that are like in stellar condition, they're never going to have a problem.
Oh no, absolutely,
selling.
absolutely.
But there's been people that have been really taking advantage of the limited inventory and selling for maybe a little bit higher than what they would in a regular kind of situation, and that's kind of softening.
It is, and when people aren't as desperate to buy right now. I mean, they want to buy, and it's a great time to buy.
Yeah.
They're not settling though.
I think we've
that's
floated
true.
the market up
Exactly.
as a whole.
Yeah.
So we've kind of floated the market up to those high expectations
Absolutely.
everybody was getting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So expecting it to float up even higher again before Christmas, I don't know if it's realistic. Is it still a good time to sell? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If you have a home that you want to sell, you think about selling, it is an amazing time to sell. But people paying $20,000, $30,000 over asking price,
Right.
you missed that by about a month.
Exactly, and not to mention the appraisals would have not ever have caught up to that at that rate anyway. So
That is a nice thing that we have going on with some of those higher end sales that were happening, the craziness that was going on. Now they've closed and we're able to get some of these houses to appraise better because we have closed sales. So appraisals and a lot of things are catching up to where the market is currently. So it's kind of working around. It's very much a cycle that we needed, is some closings to happen to float the market up for appraisals.
absolutely, absolutely.
Great conversation as always. We have this amazing food here.
Exactly.
It's time to eat.
Exactly.
While you guys eat, I'm going to go talk to Ryan over here. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, Doug.
Ryan, thank you so much for letting us come and film Real Agents in
sure.
Table in Maine. I love this restaurant. Our cameraman who is helping out actually had his reception party here, so we're huge fans of both the restaurant, what you've done for the Roswell community, and the food, and mainly your fried chicken.
Always everybody's favorite.
Speaking of your fried chicken, what's the secret to it?
Can't tell you that. The secret, though, I can tell you, though. So we've got a number of things in the what we call the flour kit, which is all the spices and good stuff that go into actually breading the fried chicken. But I think the biggest thing is that we've got it going all night long. So instead of holding it in an oven for 3 hours before it gets to you, and then it's all dried out and cracked and whatnot, it's moving so fast out of the kitchen that we're constantly remaking it, and that's what keeps the outside crispy and the inside moist and delicious.
It's amazing.
People
it really
dig it.
is. And I'm a huge fan of your shrimp and grits also. It is such a unique take on the shrimp and grits, and being a Grady baby, grown up, born and raised in Georgia, I really appreciate good grits. How did you come up with the concept for Table in Maine, and kind of speak to the house that you're in also?
Yeah,
Because This
sure.
house is really cool.
Well, way back in the day when I was in college, I would drive around upstate New York, and there was a song called The Wait by a band called The Band. Are you familiar with the band?
No, but I will be soon.
You will be soon, that's right. So they're the guys over my shoulder in that photo right there.
Okay,
and they were
cool.
Bob Dylan's backup band for the longest time. Bob Dylan got in a motorcycle accident, so he had to convalesce for a while. And they said, well, why don't we put out our own album, as they went to a house called Big Pink in upstate New York, which is where I went to school. So the song has a pretty famous chorus: take a load off Fanny, take a load for free, take a load off, put the load right on me. So I thought, if I could ever get to the point where I would realize my dream of opening a restaurant, I wanted to be just like that song, The Wait, where people could sort of unload their concerns and enjoy the hospitality and care and attention of the restaurant for however long they're there. And we could sort of provide this experience that removed them from their troubles.
Yeah.
And that became Table in Maine.
I got to tell you, and you nail it, because every time I come here, it feels like I'm putting down like a weight of bricks. I mean, just the atmosphere just instantly puts me into a great mood.
So it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Well, people want to be transported, especially now. You don't want to come out to eat and be constantly looking at your phone and reminded of all the things that wait for you when you leave. So for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just take a load off and we'll provide that hospitality I think people crave.
So you're heavily involved in the Roswell community, and that's important to me because both of us actually graduated from Roswell High School together.
Yeah, that's right.
And we both grew up in Roswell. Why did you come back? Why did you come back to Roswell and decide to open up Table in Maine?
We opened Table in Maine in 2011, and at the time we started getting things going, I was 25 and knew that the foundation of support I had already in my hometown in Roswell, we've lived here for over 25 years as a family, that was going to be critical in the early days of Table in Maine. I always sort of joke that for the first couple months I could fill the dining room with people who know and like me, and then after that the food's just got to be good. So it was that bedrock of support that really is community that really led me to say, you know what, it makes sense to do it in my hometown.
So all of us, the real agents, me, Joe, and Karl, have a tremendous work ethic. We all really love our jobs because it is something that is very hard, sometimes grueling, but even on the worst days, we're still very happy. And I know for a fact that that is something that you hold very core to your beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of that, I kind of wanted to make you an honorary real agent.
Hey, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Graciously accepted.
When you decide to go buy and sell a house, obviously, don't do it on your own. But
It wouldn't go well.
But thank you so much for letting us film in here, and this has been a great experience, and thanks again.
You're very welcome. Thanks for coming.
This is Casey Sears.
This is Karl Phillips.
This is Joe Eman.
And we're the Real Agents. Thank you so much for watching our content. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and tell a friend. We look forward to bringing you more in the future, and talk to you soon.